So I thought it would be a fun idea to talk about my potential deck list for the upcoming YCS in Utrecht, and for my general return to locals. Now, when taking off a deck to play, I want to go for a deck that can go into combos, but not too long combos. I hate facing decks that take like 10 minutes to do their combos, something like Eternity. So playing one would make myself a hypocrite. So I decided to go for a hybrid strategy. It's an expansion upon a strategy you have seen before on the channel. And the nicest thing about it is that besides the Baroness' budget, the Hulk is also quite having a hefty price tag, but in general it's very affordable. I already have a lot of these cards, so yeah, in general it should not be that expensive. I made some adjustments to the previous list, and in general it's more control favored, although it's still, you know, quite monster heavy. So we run a total of 16 traps. All of them are effective in their own ways, and I'll go through them all, except this one of course just being a combo piece with theoretically 15 traps, but it's still 15 traps in our main deck. If we get hand trapped, there's a very decent chance we can just combo off the next turn, because we can also interrupt other decks combos with these traps. So the main strategy is a 2-card combo, involving forward Skipper, which you can search via Whereafter, in combination with Adhara, and any other tuner, and once again this can search the Adhara, which is basically a self-summoning special tuner. And of course you have the Red Resonator 3 Call. It's a Tzolkin build, so it's better to run a high number Resonator Call over a high number of Red Resonators. Even if they're dead, you can set them to trigger Tzolkin's effect and get one of the synchros out there. So one thing you need to know is that forward Skipper can reveal a link monster in an extra deck and basically become the same type and name. So it can become a non-link Tenji monster, since it's called Beast Monk of the Tenji, but it doesn't actually become a link monster, so you can go into this. This is basically a normal monster, or it's a non-effect monster, meaning Adhara can be special summoned after summoning forward Skipper. This is very important, as that allows us to search via Whereafter. This is also one of the 2 combos I will showcase at the end of the video. That's the main baseline of this deck. We basically use Parallax Seed as a modern day Reborn Tengu. It serves a similar purpose, where you choose to get 2 level 4 bodies, come out with Plague Spreader that sets up your Tzolkin. Nice thing is, the non-tuner synchro searches a trap, meaning you don't need an additional card in your hand to pull off this combo. Even if they somehow, for some reason, decide to ash this instead of your Hulk. Because if they ash your Hulk, it's a 1-for-1 or 2-for-1 trade and you still have those traps, there's still a decent chance you can win. That's also why we run the heavy links, so we can still go to some kind of boss monster, depending on the situation. Oh yeah, something I need to point out. For budget reasons, I am not planning on buying an access code talker. If you have the money for it, this should be an access code talker. I just know ahead of time I'm not going to invest in an access code talker. So Unchained Abomination also serves a similar purpose. But if you have the money, this should be an access code talker. This involves mostly a plan B that I will also show in the replays at the end of the video. Oh well. More like combo showcase than real replays, but yeah. So we run 3 Parallax Seed. If you hard draw it is very good, otherwise you search with Skipper, it's fine in both cases. 2 Arborea, it feels like the right number. So this is a tuner that can just summon into a Link Arrow. And like Red Resonator, it doesn't yeah, it doesn't really, how do I say this? It doesn't ever activate to the point that I can Veiler it. Veiler can only be used against Hulk, and if they Veiler Hulk, well, it's a bloody shame, isn't it? At least you'll have the Parallax Seed bodies, you can still go into Brawl Sport. It's something. It's not as great, but yeah. Because this doesn't require different names. But yeah, this is basically harder to just hand trap the normal summon. Because if they hand trap this, we still have the Linkuribo to link off into, by the way. That's why I run Linkuribo. You always go to Monk of the Tenji if you can, but if they hand trap it, you just go into Linkuribo. It's fine. Yeah, that's also why I decided to run the Veiler as the hand trap. If you open Veiler and another tuner, there are some combos you can go into. If you open this, a tuner, and Parallax Seed, you have full combo. Veiler is just more than a hand trap here. You can also use it for combo purposes, but you can also just combo with it. And it's of course a Whereafter target. If you don't need to use the Whereafter target, you can just search a hand trap. It's great, it's brilliant. It all works together well. As Red Resonator talked about, this Plague Spreader is needed for your main combo. Hulk also summons from hand. You don't want to draw it, but if you draw it, it's not the end of the world. You can still combo, you're just going... You're going minus to do your combo. It's just a shame for you. I think I talked about most of these, so yeah, the search about everything we need in the deck. This searches your Vomit Skipper, your 1 card. That's why sending a card from your hand to the grave isn't too bad, because it is granting you your full combo after all. Wound could theoretically replace Impermanence with Lost Wind, so that if you open this Lost Wind at the same time, not going as minus, but that's a bit situational. I considered it, figured, Impermanence is also a hand trap, it shouldn't be too expensive at the moment. Mainly due to the structure deck reprints, should only be about $10 each. And yeah, this just makes it easier to go second, or at least makes it somewhat possible. Figured it better than any other trap. Traptic just gets us our other traps, and especially Dimensional Barrier, which we'll talk about in a second. So Dimensional Barrier, I think, with the expected future of YCS Utrecht, I expect Tritron to still be a decent deck. This can totally shut down rituals for a turn. If you flip this in a draw phase and do not have an answer to it, what's the deck gonna do? You can use this against Swartsoul. If you flip this, Call Synchro, best I can do is link Anaconda Verte into Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Okay, but if I'm going first already, we'll have my Crystal Wing up, so Phoenix Enforcer should not be an issue, should be a game. And yeah, I can just Call Synchros. But okay, we cannot use Crystal Wing in the case we Call Synchros, because it also affects us, but still. Best I can do is just summon 1 monster. That's not the end of the world. So yeah, this can basically stop a lot of decks in their tracks. If they no summon Alistair, you can just flip this Skull Fusion. Also no strategy. I think this card will be very, very, very devastating going into YCS Utrecht. Against every deck you will be able to call Fusion if Destroyed Phoenix will be as good as it is. They summon Predaplant Link Anaconda Verte. I quickly need to verify if it's cost. To pay 2000 life points and send a Fusion from deck to the grave. Okay, flip Dim Barrier, call Fusion. Okay, you pay 2k, you have a Predaplant on the field. You send your Fusion spell to the grave. You cannot Fusion summon. Good luck. I think Dimensional Barrier is going to be disgusting at the YCS, I might be wrong. I definitely think this is one of the better traps. We have Trap Trick to get basically 6 copies of it, making it somewhat guaranteed to open. Solemn Judgment can stop anything. Literally anything. Also think about stuff like Dark Ruin More, Droplets. That's why it's one of the best protection traps as well. Gets stop certain summons. Yeah, I think this card's just very good as well. It's half of your life points, we kind of go low at life points anyway, so the cost is not that bad. This card's discussed with Tzolkin, as after activating it sets itself, and then you can just summon an additional Crystal Wing. For the extra deck, a lot of these ratios you will understand if you watch the combo, which I will be showing in a few seconds. Tzolkin is Tzolkin, the Honus is the best level 10, we can use Quandex and Blast Winds to go into it. And if they don't destroy it, we can go into it every turn basically. Because this will keep reviving your level 6 Synchro, and the Honus will revive your Quandex, meaning this is live every single turn if they do not stop it. Which I will also show in the combo. Triple Crystal Wing, just the best Tzolkin target. Yeah. Void Ogre theoretically exists, you can cut either this or Dark End for the Void Ogre. Void Ogre requires an empty hand, I don't see myself having an empty hand too often. But there is a lot of cards you can set, theoretically it's possible. It's player preference, it doesn't come up enough. Dark End might confuse some people, you can theoretically hard make this. Not sure, wait, actually this deck can't because it requires non-tuner Dark Monster. You can make this off Tzolkin, and then once per turn you can target the monster opponent controls and just send it to the grave. It gets rid of a lot of things that are sometimes difficult to out. It came up in duels in testing before with similar strategies, so that's why I love this card. Needed to go into Tzolkin, needed to go into Tzolkin, Hulk target. Plan B, access code if you have the money. Another plan B, part of the plan B strategy, Hulk, Monk, Linkuriba. If you don't want to run Baroness, because you simply, for example, can't afford it, cut Baroness, replace Quandex with Formula. Then you can use this and Formula to go into Crystal Wing, and you also get an additional draw, which can get you your traps. And yeah, now you can just easily run Void Ogre or something else in the level 8 slot. And Gravity Collapse is another great option, since we have the ability to summon the Aromatherapy. However, you cannot go into another Synchro, so I'm not sure if it's worthwhile. But yeah, they cannot summon until the end of this turn. I'm considering it. It might be an option. Might be a side deck option against certain strategies, like if you know your opponent's playing combo heavy deck, Graphic Collapse will be great. And of course, this deck doesn't need to OTK, so you can also will need 2 cards for the combo, so Droplets, Dark Lunar could all be in the side deck. And let's look at the 2 combos that I have ready for you. Ignore the second combo, that's Odyssey stuff, teaser. Mentioning Odyssey, how do you guys like the new skin? This is the one I will be using for Odyssey going forward. Maple Story players will get it. So yeah, this is the main combo I talked about before. I need to tune this down for a second, this is way too loud. There we go. This should be a bit less loud. But yeah, this is the combo I talked about. Boom. Now, first you always need to go into the aroma. Otherwise you have to set back another card on top of your deck, which you just don't want. So, I mean, you do draw the coral, but still. Take 2k bone, do 2 health down. Blast Winds, another 1000 life points. And there's the Baroness, 2 negates. This will just revive it again. Baroness standby effect, float it to this. And now we can just go into Baroness again. Pretty great, pretty great. If you run Formula Synchron and you don't run Baroness, this could be another Crystal Wing instead. Get a little bit less floating, you do get Aroma Seraphine back this turn, however. Makes it a bit easier to ATK. Depends on preference, honestly, I think the Baroness is better. It's a matter of the price tag, will I play for the Baroness or not personally in real life. And plan B, let's say you open something weird like this, right? Dimensional Barrier is there just to stack with the Plague Spreader. It's not great, but at least it's something. We can make this with almost any monsters. It's desperate. It's like, if you're desperate and you need something like overboard, this is better than nothing. But yeah, this is my deck I'm planning to take to at least YCS Utrecht. Will it do well? Probably not, let's be honest. I think it's especially cool to play at locals. Any feedback on the deck is always appreciated. I hope you guys liked it. Just a bonus upload today. Later today we'll be doing 1 to 2 segments with Phoenix Side probably. Yeah. Be a regular progression or booster battle. So you should know what to expect content wise, but yeah. Just wanted to show this off, thought it was cool. Yeah, probably playing this in Utrecht. If you're going to YCS Utrecht, feel free to say hi there. It's a while away, and I'm not entirely 100% sure if I'm going still. Pretty cool that the events are opening up again though. But yeah, this is my new creation. Hope you guys liked it. It's a variant of an old creation, but it's still a pretty cool creation if I say so myself. Have a beautiful day, people. Bye.